Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this evening. I am the human snow cone, Josh Haney, and I am joined by the greatest podcasting partner in the world, if you will, baby, Mr. William H.D. Morgan.
Thank you so
Dude,
much.
you realize, we've known each other almost 2 years coming up? Like, 2 years I've dealt with your ugly ass.
How you doing, man? I
Pretty good, buddy.
Appreciate everything. It's good to be here tonight. We got a lot to talk about. PW, I came up with that top 500 list. We're going to be getting into all of that and a whole lot more right here.
All so that and more because we're going to just dive right into it. Jump right into the news because there's just so much to cover.
Oh, yeah.
So first thing we're going to talk about is last Sunday. Like, we can't skip it. My question first, we're going to just mold these two together. Question for the Will this week is, did the landscape of professional wrestling as we know it change last weekend when Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole debuted for AEW? And you also saw, this is kind of, and Ruby Soho as well, but the one that popped me probably the most is Minoru Suzuki in a U.S.-based professional wrestling ring. Like, that was insane. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she did not understand my pop for that. That was crazy.
I think it did change the landscape of everything, of the wrestling environment, because right now, those three are big, huge names that WWE deemed no value to, as I've always said. They didn't have any value to them at all, no loyalty to them at all. And to let them go to your rival was just stupid. And that's going to change the tide of things. And WB feels it, because after that event, that Monday morning, they had an emergency meeting among creative.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rumor.
That's a rumor, but I believe it. Stuff, you gotta be careful. You gotta watch what you do, man, because it could come back to bite you. And this sent just rippling waves of most changing things going on in the wrestling scene right now. And while I don't agree with people crying, I don't agree with none of that. I do think that this does make a huge change. And while WB is a bigger company, they're not going to go anywhere. It's going to kind of really puts them on alert that, hey, we got to up our game. If we don't, we're going to lose our foothold if you hadn't already lost it.
What I think it's doing, one of the things that I've seen is people are really starting to differentiate. For the longest time, people have said have let WWE call themselves sports entertainment and not said anything about it, because it's still wrestling. Mm-hmm. You can call a horse a cow all you want, but it's still a horse.
Right.
Exactly. But now with AEW in comparison, they've said it. I've heard people online say it. At this point, no, they're not as big as WWE, but they are the number one professional wrestling company in the United States. There's no arguing that at this point, like, at all. And anybody who wants to argue that, you just got to look. And yes, AEW said it many times. They're always going to have haters. They're always going to have detractors and all those people. And
and people are making excuses for WWE as well, because people are now saying it's two different companies that do two different things. But the second thing people are saying, they're putting it on the kids. Kids love WWE. Man, come on, man. Kids ain't buying merch. Kids ain't paying for tickets to the shows. They ain't doing none of that. Get out of these excuses.
In defense, I had parents that bought the merch bought the tickets to the shows did not enjoy the product at all, but they did it because we loved it. But I agree with you. If you look at the crowd, yes, do kids make up a good portion of a WWE audience? Yes, but I've been to 2 now AEW shows, and I will tell you there are just as many kids in attendance at AEW shows as there are at WWE shows. And you see kids at indie shows, and
Right.
indie kids just love wrestling like you and me and all the people we know that love wrestling. You can't lump it into one thing. My next question for you, as far as which one popped you the most of the 4?
Of the 4, I probably gotta go with Punk. But Daniel Bryan also was felt because he's been quote unquote been given by some folks, not me, but by some folks, the best wrestler in the world title. In my opinion, that's AJ. But I think CM Punk's pop was bigger and more felt.
I am excited. Well, that's just because Punk's pop was in Chicago. That's what that was right there, and that's all that was. But I would say D-Bry because I think he is more known, more current. He's been in a WWE ring the most current. I think the one that shot the shot of all of them the most, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
Like that is surely because Adam Cole was on WWE TV not 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Not 2 weeks ago was this man on WWE content. And that harkens back to WCW to me, to those quick changes that can happen because of things and tapings. And
I can't believe he didn't have a no compete clause in his contract.
Well, when the contract ends, they don't. It was the same thing for Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan just took time. They built it. Usually, I haven't seen anything. If they live out their full contract, there's usually no compete. So that one to me was a big shot, and I'm excited because it sounds like they're already building Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole, which holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. And if that leads to Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega,
take that too. We'll take that too.
Dude,
all day.
Like
all day.
People know I'm a fanboy for AEW. I love AEW. I think I've seen what they've been trying to do from the beginning and where they've been going and what they've been doing. And they've been successful, and people can hate all they want, but they've been successful time after time after time after time. And I believe Bray Wyatt is going to debut here in 2 weeks at Arthur Ashe for Grand Slam. But this is one thing I've seen. Eventually, these debuts are going to end. Like, you got to keep the momentum and keep the people interested. And I mean, so far they've done a good job at that. So, but now
that you have this new flux of talent, established talent, not rookies, but established talent, that can lead to better storylines. That can also
with those rookies,
with the rookies, as well as sustained storylines too.
Which is something I want to bring up real quick, because we're going to kind of prove right here on this show tonight that AEW is not just using WWE talent, because there is multiple homegrown AEW talent in the top 50. Multiple.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple. I'm talking Orange Cassidy, MJF, Jungle Boy, all those. So that argument goes out the window. It's total bullshit now. Because they are growing it, and you're going to start to see those. They're coming into year 3. They've really got some legs under them now. People don't realize, too, the time frame from when WCW skyrocketed to burn, we're in it. It's basically over. It was about 3 years.
Yeah.
They ended in 99. It really got The Monday Night Wars started in 96.
Hey, Pun.
So 3 years is basically the time that it took WCW to burn out. AEW is still, they're in their biggest uptick that they've seen right now.
Yep.
So I just don't, I won't believe and can't believe these people who are saying that they're WCW, they're the TNA. They're not. They're AEW, and they're doing things right. And they are the next bit of news. I'm going to discuss this a little bit more when we talk about the AEW Dark tapings. But last thing I want to talk about is there's another little bit of news. Rumor, Ric Flair possibly debuting in AEW very soon. And if you watched Rampage on Friday night, spoiler alert, it looked like Andrade dropped Chavo as his manager.
That would be weird. That would be weird to me.
Everybody knows he's engaged
to his daughter.
Flair's daughter. So yeah. I don't see it as weird. It's a father-in-law or daughter, father-in-law, son-in-law thing. I wish I was that close to my father-in-law. And listening, she was just on Renee's talk show or podcast, and she talks about how close him and Andrade actually are. They're super close. They have been for a while. I believe that if anybody could work, Rick, man, Rick's so great on the mic, and
he is.
And AEW kind of has really done well with these legends as manager things. So I could totally see it. It's the only reason I could see him dropping Chavo so quickly. Yeah. They just brought Chavo in, not like a month ago.
It's not crazy, Chavo. We'll never forget when he says that in WCW.
My next thing is I kind of did a breaking news segment that you could caught on our YouTube today. They did the first set of tapings at AEW for Universal Studios for AEW Dark. Now with Rampage and everything. I actually heard this on the presser this week as I was watching it after All Out. What they do is before Dynamite, they film Elevation. After Dynamite, they film Rampage. And now once a month, they're going to film Dark at Universal Studios.
Okay.
And do a month's worth of content, 90-minute episodes, I believe is what I read. In a month's time.
Okay.
This week at the tapings, yesterday, you had 4 former NXT wrestlers debut. These were the guys released in the July 30th release dates. Bronson Reed was also on that list. Our guest, as you saw at the top of this, Alex Zane, who's going to be sitting down with us next week. Yep. Make sure you are here. I'm so pumped for that interview. And then, yes. Let me pull this up. So let's see. Who did you have first? You had Alley Cat. She's going by Alley Cat in AEW. She was in NXT. The only one there was only one. Kurt Stallion and August Gray. I recognize those names. They debuted, and then who was the other one? You want a spoiler, Will? Okay, so I read a spoiler, and it's kind of a big one. I'm going to give it a warning, spoiler. If you don't want a spoiler from AEW Dark that's probably going to debut either this week or next, turn your audio off right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Eddie Kingston fights Bear Bronson and wins. Post-match, Kingston challenged Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer to face him and Moxley at Arthur Ashe at the Grand Slam. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, please.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge.
That would be a huge match.
Yep.
Dude, I would love to see that.
We need to see that match.
So your other two from NXT were Asher Hale, and then this next one was this is one of Will's favorite wrestlers in the world. He loves her. He loves her so much. Santana Garrett debuted against Diamante. You'll be happy, Will. She got beat.
Yes. You could put her in the same loser class as you can put the Young Bucks in. Loser. Hate Santana Garrett. My hate affair for Santana Garrett has lasted at least 8 years. I did the Wrestling Calling show back in the day. I hated her then. I hate her now. It's just been a hate relationship. I talked to her on Instagram one time, and I said, "You do too many." I don't like female wrestlers that come in there and do all these acrobatics. Go in there and show some strong style wrestling. That's what I'm accustomed to when I watch ladies wrestling. And I'm spoiled to a sense because I had ACW. I had Athena, I had Barbie Hayden back in the day to watch. And those ladies set the example for later on. And Santana doesn't represent any of that at all. She comes out there being all goody two shoes with the fans. I love you all. Screw all of that. Screw it all. Turn heel and start wrestling with a purpose. And I can't stand the way she is right now. She's a terrible babyface.
So would you start liking her if she did go heel?
If she did go heel and started telling people where to go, and she changed her style from this, I can do front flips, I can do back flips, to more like beating somebody down. Yeah, I like it in.
That's one of the reasons I like a former guest on the show, Layla Gray. She's very brawler style. She's that New York style fighter. Yeah. Which brings me to my next thing. Dude, did you see on Facebook who also made a little appearance at these tapings? Mr. Luke Curtis, bro.
Yep.
Mr. Luke Curtis. And I called it. I called it. Dude, I made a comment on the post.
You called it.
Post, and he was like, dude, I knew you would like that. You totally called it. And he deserves it. He worked his ass off, man. I've been seeing his posts. I love the new gimmick. The certified gimmick is working so great. It will be great on television. I'm so happy for him. And also Layla. They're both killing it. I've shared in our group today, just a little plug for Layla and Gorilla Press, who I know works very hard behind the scenes for her. I was surfing Facebook this morning, and a Discovery Plus ad came up on my Facebook, and it was a wrestler, and all of a sudden I see another wrestler come in, and she flips her, and you never see the one wrestler's face.
Right.
But I will never not recognize that gear. That was Layla Gray gear.
Yeah, you recognize the gear.
So they're both killing it. She is champ. He's a champ right now. Love it when people who we've had on the show, who we get to talk to, see success.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's so awesome to watch. And then, again, we've got Alex Zane coming on next week.
Yep.
But we need to take a commercial break, and then we're going to come right back and dive into PWI. We want to take some time and really talk about this a little bit, and probably get out of here a little quick, because next week we'll probably go a little long. So make it even.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back, guys. And that was the Geek Gauntlet podcast. You can catch that every Saturday with Mr. Will and Mr. Shaw. I think coming back this week. I know there wasn't.
Yeah, he had surgery. So please give your best wishes to Shaw out there. Hopefully he'll be back next week. We'll be back doing our thing. We may get a little early start on Saturday. We normally start at 10. But I have a sponsored gaming stream, so we may start a little bit early, maybe around 6 or 7, and then after that, I'll just go straight into the stream.
All right, so make sure you check that out, and then that's a really good podcast. This week, me and Kay talking about everything TV dads, and then there is a couple of things in news I really want to talk about. I got to talk to Kay about this, but like, there's a show I have been told by family to push. Have y'all talked about Wheel of Time on your show at all, Will?
Nope.
Do you know anything about it?
I know a little bit, very little.
So my cousin has read like all the books, like literally all of them, and he has been following the birth of the series from like Little Whispers to now. And he told me today, he's like, I need 9 seasons, so I need you to help me. Take your platform and make sure this thing lasts. Tell people to watch it. I was like, okay, bro. Okay. So he yeah, I told him I would see what I could do.
Cool.
But make sure you check that out. And then, as you saw, Alex Zane coming September 19th, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. Super excited to talk. Dude, I'm super excited to talk to this motherfucker. So much. Like, this is a bucket list interview. Like, he was just in NXT, just returned to the Indies this weekend. We'll actually be talking to him like later this week. I cannot wait to talk to him and get all the info and see what he'll talk to us about. Like, I'm really excited to see what he'll talk to us about and what we can dig into, and it's going to be a great interview. You really need to watch this interview.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's dive right into it then, Will. PWI.
I'm going up and down this list, and as I go, some of these guys I didn't even know they were still, depending on when this was, being formulated. I didn't know some of these guys were still in the game.
Like who you seeing?
But some of them are. Let me see if I can find them again. Because let me see if I can find where he was.
So the first thing I wanted,
he was like at 250. Round was like 250, 260.
Oh, I do not agree with that one.
Yeah.
Do not agree with number 10.
You don't agree with number 10?
I don't agree with number 10. And I don't think you do either.
Who do you think should be in his place? Number 10, this by the way, guys, number 10 is Rich Swann.
Number 10 is Rich Swann.
Mm-hmm.
His previous year position was 230.
Mm-hmm.
I realize he spent a good part of 2021 as Impact champion, but we discussed it on the previous, on the earlier generation of this show, PinFall Podcast, that we never felt Rich Swann was a great cruiserweight champion in WWE. One of the best they had.
Yep.
But he never had world championship material written on him for me. Like, he's just, I love the guy. He's great. He's hilarious. I love his happy vibe. But like,
another thing too that kind of makes me upset with Rich Swann being number 10. That's an awful lot of weight you're putting on that championship over there. I mean, you putting him, you value that high.
Impact Championship is valued that high. Like, that is your first Impact wrestler.
Good
listed.
Lord. It means that much? I never thought it meant that much.
I would say that it is growing because Impact is growing. If Impact aired on a better network and had more eyes on it, it would be more popular. It would be, because it's good product. I watch it from time to time. For the most part, I'm really kind of hoping Bray, if he does come to WWE, splits time with Impact. Because his vibe, Impact has always kind of had that supernaturally Lucha Underground-ish vibe to it. And it would work over there with him. So let's did you find out who did you not think was still wrestling?
I thought Rhino was done. Evidently I'm wrong, but I thought he was done. Rhino.
No, Rhino's been competing in Impact. He's tag team champ over there right now.
So he's still doing his thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Dude, that's one of those guys. I kind of feel like
that's a life right there.
Who was I listening to the other day who said he was going to die in the ring? It was Ric Flair, but Rick says he's not able to actually wrestle, but like he will die doing stuff in wrestling.
Roger Strong stood on the list. He went down from like 20. He went down from like 29 to 269. He lost 240 spots.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he didn't do much this year with everything going on with his faction. Adam Cole dropped quite a bit, even too. Adam Cole went from number 2 last year to 37 this year. I
found Rhino. He's 340.
Adam Page only went from 34 to 30, or from 33 to 34. So not a bad jump there.
Yeah.
Aldis went from 15 to 30. But it's also, you got to look at it as stuff didn't really start opening again until March.
That's true.
Like, that's when shows really started up again. When you started to see March.
So is it safe to say that some of these people got caught up in the pandemic, so to speak? Because I know a lot of companies didn't open till later on.
I would say a lot of those people we just mentioned, Aldis.
But I think he lost the title.
He just lost the title.
Yeah, he just lost the title
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he just lost it.
NWA 73. He lost it to Trevor fucking Murdoch, though.
That shot me. That shot me.
It didn't as much because they built it right to me. And Trevor came out in Harley Race's gear, bro. He came out in Harley's gear. Trevor was trained by Harley. Like, to me, it was done well. And I'm sorry, but it was time for Nick to drop the title.
I saw the picture of Trevor holding the belt. I said, "What? He beat Nick? Oh, okay. But Nick's still gonna be the man over there, though.
Here's one.
Because he's the type of dude who doesn't necessarily need a title to make an impact over there. You know, he doesn't necessarily need a title. No. He's gotten so well within his character.
Well, and they've got another storyline really going with him and his faction.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, his character is just so over there. Like, I honestly believe maybe it was to open him up to do some Forbidden Door stuff.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see him pop up in other places.
Yeah.
I think there's been talk of him and Cody having a third match.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Cody's supposed to return at Grand Slam to face Malachi Black again.
Now, see, that'd be nice. Nick versus Cody, that'd be cool.
I'd love to see Nick versus Cody in a true AEW ring. Like you saw them at All In, but I'd love to see it in a true AEW ring.
Yeah.
But all right, let's talk top 10. Top 10. So we'll start. We already talked Rich Swann. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even going to try and fake it. Number 9, Japanese. I don't know my Japanese wrestlers too well unless they're a bigger name. Shingo Takagi. Do you know Will?
He made a hell of. I know this. He made a hell of a jump because he was at 53 last year. He jumped up 44 spots.
Oh, he's the IWGP Heavyweight Champion right now.
Eesh, yeah.
He defeated Evil for the title back on September 5th. So
I think it's interesting too that Big E is 13.
I mean, they have done a lot to push him. He held that title
for a minute, yeah.
For a minute this year. Good number 8, Finn Balor. I fully agree with that number. That is perfect. He carried NXT for a good number of the year with that title and everything, and I totally agree with him. I think that's perfect. Will Ospreay, same thing.
I still think WWE did him dirty.
I agree. They've got him back on the main roster. We all know he's gonna end up losing again.
Yeah.
I think this will probably be the Demon's first loss.
Yep. I think so too. And I love Will Ospreay, by the way. I love him too.
Dude, I want to see. I'm really hoping with this gimmick he's playing with the championship, but not going to Japan, just staying here, defending it. I want to see him on AEW or Impact would be cool. I don't care. I just want to see him in an American wrestling ring.
As long as he don't go to the E, I'm happy.
He's not going to go to the E. He's still actually, even though they're playing it like he isn't, I believe he's still contracted with New Japan.
Okay.
6, Jon Moxley. I mean, he's still having he may not be the champion, but he's still having a stellar year. Still having
I think John should be ahead of Drew.
I wouldn't argue with that. I love me some Ibushi. I love Misa Ibushi. I think he is an amazing athlete, amazing star. I think WWE didn't realize the star they had in him when he was over there. I hope to see him in AEW at some point. I think I'm losing Will.
I'm right here. I'm looking at this list and guys who I want to see move up, and I don't think Drew need to be where he is. I got issues with Roman being behind Kenny. Look, I don't.
Okay, so this was actually an argument I wanted to have. I was coming to because I've seen this on Facebook, and I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like that gimmick, but damn it, he's the only thing that's going down at WWE right now.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. But you got to figure Omega was 13 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that he had spent too much time on a tag team, building talent, blah, blah, blah. And he went undefeated for a year and a half. And I realize it's wrestling, it's fake. But still, like this storyline that he has built, this just cocky, the belt collector gimmick, it has really built him back up as one of the best wrestlers.
Yeah,
and I truly believe for this thing with him and Daniel Bryan to win, he needs to be number one.
Yeah, but the thing with Roman, though, if you go back, Roman was one space behind him last year too. I mean, he was at 14. He was right there. And like I said,
when this was coming out last year, Roman had just came back. He had just came back.
But think about what WWE would be right now without Roman.
Oh,
it'd be a dumpster fire. It'd be a dumpster fire over there. SmackDown would be crickets.
We're going to continue this exact conversation. But I want to take a quick break and hold it. But we're going to continue this because Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. I don't know if they should even be in the top 10. We'll talk about that when we come right back. What are you yelling at me about?
It's BS, man. Look, and I realize he's been gone but he ain't been gone that long.
Well, he has, but he has not appeared since Mania. That's April. That's half of PWI's rating year. Half. But what number is he?
74.
Where is he last year?
Man, he was 16 last year. That's a hell of a drop.
But I kind of agree with it because they buried him a good portion of the end of last year because he took some time. He took some time, and then he came back for a lackluster WrestleMania, and then was gone.
I just think that how you gonna punish a guy for mourning the death of a fellow wrestler? That's the first thing.
But I don't believe.
And then the second thing, it wasn't his fault that WWE didn't want him anymore.
I agree with all that, but the way the PWI works, he's got to actually be put in matches to be ranked. But I believe that next year he will be in the top 10.
He should be.
It's just, you got to remember, dude, it's at the body of work each year. So if you're not working, you're not ranked. But I did want to talk, who is pretty highly ranked that wasn't ranked at all last year. Where was he? I read it. Where is it? I don't want to understand how a man who's retired, Leo Rush, is 53.
I saw that.
So I want to talk about. Moose climbed from 148 to 40. I'm telling you, put that Impact Championship on Moose's waist. He will be top 10.
If you put it on which one and got what you got from him, you can put it on Moose and get 10 times better.
Dude, Moose is the type of champion you want to see now. Like coming off of a guy who's not even signed, let Moose be that champion. Mm-hmm. But all right, the guy I really want to talk about, number 38, wasn't even ranked last year. Miro.
How did he make it on here?
Dude, you bullshit. I'm sorry. I call fucking bullshit on that. He took a crummy entrance into AEW with the best man gimmick, the video game thing, pushing on Twitch, all that. He took that and he became this Redeemer character, which I'm not a huge fan of, but the dominance is exactly. Now, what I'm hoping is now that Layla's, that's his wife's name, right?
Lana.
Lana. Mm-hmm. Now that Lana is her non-compete is up.
Well, we just answered our own question. That's how she got them. Man. She got with the right people at the right time, and that's how he got on the spot.
Lana is now her non-compete is up.
Yep.
Put them two back together.
They
were gold.
They will.
And you can't argue that they weren't, bro. They were gold together.
Let me ask you a question about Lana. Did you like Lana Russian accent or that's regular Lana?
I like regular Lana. And also don't put her in the ring.
Oh, heck no.
No,
heck
don't
no.
put her in. Like WWE with a whole trying to make her wrestle. She's a good manager. She does not need to be in the ring.
AEW can't.
Like it's the exact opposite how I feel about Zelina Vega, which is what. Oh, bro, that's the thing I forgot to talk.
What?
I need to switch gears just for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Zelina Vega, SmackDown this week, Madison Square Gardens, the night before September 11th anniversary.
Oh yeah, she got pulled.
Zelina Vega was supposed to be in a match. She was wearing gear, tribute to her father who died in 9/11.
Yeah.
I saw this post. This is why people get upset with WWE right now. You had a golden storyline with this. She returned at Money in the Bank.
Yep.
She should have won the Money in the Bank and cashed in.
Totally agree.
On this show.
Totally
honoring her. You could have built up the whole country shit, which WWE loves to do. Like, and then she wins. Dude, story writes its fucking self.
And she didn't even got to be.
Hey, please throw up the parental guidance because I'm gonna cuss. Because I'm sorry, this shit pissed me off.
And the thing with that, man, she even got to be the champion long. You know what I'm saying? No. You just put the belt on her, let it carry it for a little bit, you can take it right off of her. The impact will still be felt the same.
Exactly. And the other thing is she was supposed to even just have a one-off match and they cut it. It's fucking bullshit, bro. She was in the ceremony Saturday. She was in it. You could have built the whole
and guys, if you haven't seen that outfit yet that she was wearing, woo, boy.
Malachi Black is a lucky.
Yeah, he is.
Miro can say all he wants about his hot wife, but I'm sorry. Malachi Black is a lucky fucking man.
Lucky dude.
But
how's AJ Styles at 35? That's my boy. Why gonna disrespect my boy like that?
He's been on the tag team scene, which is harder to get ranked. He's been on the tag team scene most of this year.
That's true.
It's harder to get ranked.
That's my boy though.
I think you're going to see a huge jump from Adam Page next year because I do believe some point next year he wins the AEW World Title. It's time. He would be their first homegrown champion to hold that.
Yeah.
So it's time.
What you think about Cesaro at 32?
He deserves to be higher, but the way WWE pushes him,
they need to do something with him, man. If not, let the man go. He'll kill it somewhere else. The fans know his face. They know him. They know his moves. They love him to death. He'll kill it. Let's say at AEW or Impact. He'll kill it. Good Lord.
I'm looking. Where is it?
But bring my boy AJ back up to prominence. Bring him back up to the top 10. That's what he deserves.
I think I believe his contract is coming towards an end in like 2023, 2024. I believe he gets at least one more title.
One more title, at least one more. Yeah, he deserves it, man. He deserves it.
I'm looking. Oh, there she is. Number 420. My favorite number. Number 420, Miss Masha Slamovich.
I think it's kind of interesting that they include the women on this because for the longest it used to be two separate lists, but now they put them together, which I think is interesting.
Well, they still do release the women's top 50, the solo list.
Yeah,
that just came out just a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that. Wanted to see if anybody else that's been on this show.
Oh shoot, got Sonny Kiss at 261. I ain't mad about that.
Sonny is really developing well. I think they're building this feud between him and Janela on Dark well, and I think it will end up actually coming to a head on Dynamite. You'll actually be getting them more Dynamite exposure.
Sonny Kiss.
Danny Limelight, 357. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. That's one of those guys that's really flourished from AEW Dark and now is doing really good things on MLW. Just gonna want to mention JTG 313 wasn't ranked last year.
There you go.
Love to see that. Max Caster 295.
Ain't mad about that.
As long as he keeps his mouth in check, man.
Oh, for those we need to get into before we get out of it for the night. I wanted to talk about Tessa Blanchard.
Shit.
She has a lot of nuclear heat going on, man.
Dude, the rumor is neither one of the big two want to touch her. Ooh. Impact, is never going to touch her again. So that's out. MLW can't offer the type of money she wants. She's not an indie type wrestler, so she's not going to go work GCW, CCW, CZW, all of those.
I heard a rumor that Mexico don't want it either. That's a rumor I heard. I don't know if you've heard that.
So
where'd she go?
Wrestling career done, bro.
Ring of Honor?
Ring of Honor. I don't think money-wise. NWA.
Now they might do it. They might do it because you have a locker room there that won't take that'd be kind of like no tolerance there. With Nikki running that locker room, Camille down there running stuff, Thunder Rosa making appearances on an occasional basis. Yeah, man. NWA might do it. They might be the ones to jump in. They might be the ones.
Maybe NWA. And
to see her and Camille get in the ring, man. but you know what? Though? But I also think another thing about it too. I think Impact kind of messed her up when they put the world title on her, because now you put her in rarefied air. Number one, I'd be the dude for a major title, and it's like you sort of kind of put her in a no man's land, kind of, so to speak.
Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Your girl Jordan Grace is 179.
So happy for Jordan, man. I know her beginnings down in Texas. And some of the stuff she went through. So happy for Jordan, man. So happy.
Gallows 178. Oh boy.
So happy for. Oh, look at Roger Strong at 269. All right, Roger.
Ricky Shane Page.
I see you.
Ricky Shane Page 172.
Oh yeah.
Our boy Danhausen. I love that gimmick. Like that gimmick is just so weird, and he's one of those guys, kind of like MJF, that has brought kayfabe back.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just lives it all the time.
Bruh. Look at 203.
203.
203. I'm happy, and he's actually went up since last year.
Dude, future fucking Hall of Famer, bro.
Archery.
Like, if someone doesn't put him, I almost, and I don't think he will, because it seems like he is devoted to WWE through thick and thin now, but I would love to see him get a run in AEW and get like one more serious run. Just to let people see how good he actually is in the ring. And don't get me wrong, one of the absolute best comedic wrestlers ever. But if you don't know it, go back and look at his stuff in TNA. Like, man was a three-time NWA world champion.
Go back and look at that.
He is a hell of a worker.
Go back.
And he can do it all. He can do that serious brawler wrestling. He can do that funny shit. He can do it all. And if you've only seen his WWE shit, you've never seen. You got glimpses of it when he was teamed with Miz as a heel, but you never saw true Ron Killings.
Go back and watch that promo with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's one of the best promos ever. Go back and watch that promo. Boy.
2 Live Crew. 2 Live Crew, bro.
Yes. Love it, man. Love it.
Him, Billy Gunn, or not Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and
they still boys. They still boys to this day.
Yeah, and then fucking one of the godfathers of wrestling, and fucking God, now his name will not come to me. Conan, fucking Conan. It was Road Dogg, R-Truth, and Conan, 2 Live Crew. Dude, one of the most underrated groups in a wrestling company ever. They were so good, talented in the ring, talented on the mic.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Ron Killings, R-Truth.
That's the man right there.
Future Hall of Famer.
That's the man.
Mention a few more, and then we're gonna probably get out of here. Ortiz, 186. They did climb this year. Ortiz and Santana. I love that they're tag team right after one another, right there.
Yeah.
And they were pretty close last year as well. I believe they will take a huge jump, because I believe by the time this comes back out next year, they will be or have held the AEW World Titles.
Yeah,
they have been there since the very beginning. They are amazing in the inner circle. I wasn't so sure. I wish they could have brought the LAX gimmick over. Like, I loved them as LAX. I loved them as LAX.
Eric Young at 77? Wasn't on the list last year.
I'm wondering if that is because he was going under a different name.
Facts.
I've been thinking about that about Miro too.
Yeah, that might be.
The Eric Young thing, I believe that is because he has been taking a prominent role over an Impact. He's leader of the faction that Rhino's in. Bronson Reed, 73. I like seeing that. I believe he was one of the big ones in the NXT releases that was really done dirty.
Right.
He was done dirty. And now you're hearing rumors that they only put the North American title on him because they knew they were going to do that. And I was like, fuck you. Like, really, fuck you, WWE, if that's true. Because he's talented. And I'm sorry, it really pisses me off. Guys, which we need to talk about this, but guys like Kevin Owens. Yeah. Guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Bronson Reed, they get left out because they're just heavy and just not looking what Vince McMahon thinks is appealing. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. We're going to take a quick commercial break while I guess Will takes a very important phone call. We'll be right back to close this out.
No one pulls up like we do. No one does us like we do. Always go hard with this crew. Welcome to the show, let's make moves. Nothing's gonna stop us, it's not to get rough. Turn the whole room up, it's never enough. Let's go, 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 let's go.
Sorry about that, guys. That was about my kid just being total butthole.
I did find a couple more I wanted to talk about, but what I was saying before, I was really interrupted by Will. Jeez. Um, um, but they just don't like big guys. Keith Lee, Bronson Reed, Kevin Owens was told to lose weight at one point. Like the bigger guys the bigger, like heavier guys, the non-muscular guys just never do well in Vince's eyes. It's just not what he's looking for.
Not anymore. That used to be his MO.
Even then, it was still a more muscular dude.
Yeah,
Vince
not so
has
much
always been not fat.
Yeah,
even Vader. Even Vince didn't like Vader. So I hit a gold mine of guys right here that have Bray Wyatt, 74. You mentioned, but Eddie Kingston went from 217 to 75, bro.
Dang!
There is no one that deserves it more in this business. The man has worked his ass off for 20 fucking years, bro. He's worked his ass off, and he's finally being seen for the talented wrestler that he is.
Jumped 142 spots. Very good.
And then Trevor Murdoch, NWA champion, number 78, went from 389 to 78, jumped 311 spots.
That's amazing.
Guys, we could talk about this for hours. But the other last thing I wanted to mention before we go. So I'm starting at 50, and I'm going to count how many homegrown AEW talent are in the top 50. And when I say homegrown, I mean you didn't really see them on any high-level promotion before AEW. One, two, no, there's more than I thought. I thought I at least saw three. Yes, three. So three.
Okay.
3 people that they're building. Okay. But then when you get into the top 100, you add another 5 or 6 to that because you get Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy. I would consider Eddie Kingston an AEW homegrown talent because of this is a real first spotlight he's had.
I like Jungle Boy, though. I like Jungle Boy.
Dude, I think Jungle Boy is a future world champion. No bullshit. Honestly, he's got the look. He looks just like his daddy. Just like his daddy. Like, there is no argument that boy is Luke Perry's son. He's gotten talented in the ring. He's not the greatest promo artist, but if I've listened to an interview of his recently, and he knows it. He's working on it. He's trying to get better. Putting him with Christian was a really great idea because there's not many better talkers in the biz.
Exactly.
Than Christian.
Exactly.
I'm loving to see. It looks like he's going to do a little work with Daniel Bryan probably at some point. I love to see that. Another great person to learn from in Daniel Bryan. We got Mr. Dan the Dick over here. Man? We're teaching him wrestling, guys.
What's up, my brother?
We're teaching him wrestling because you honestly, like, I'm sorry, but PinFall was founded on a wrestling podcast. So, like, you really can't be in this company and it not just, like, touch you. It's kind of like Corona. You just you catch it. So, what else? I think that's it, man. I love seeing Sammy Guevara on the list. I think he's another talented talent that you're going to see flourish this year in Sammy Guevara. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything you want to add there, Mr. Will?
Like I say, All I want to say is real quick. This is a great time for professional wrestling right now. AEW is doing this thing. It's gonna be very interesting to watch WWE try to recover from all this. Impact's still gonna be doing this thing. NWA is getting better. So as a fan right now, this is the best time. If you left, come back.
Yes. One, if you left after the Attitude Era because it just wasn't the same, we fully get it. Just give AEW a shot. It's the same thing we told Dan. Just give it a shot. Just watch an episode or two.
Let's try.
Like
Eric Cartman said, let's try.
Just try it out. You will be surprised. That's true. That's actually true. That's true words. In my bosom. 10,000 centaurs in my bosom.
Let's try.
But it truly is. And then if you're like me and you miss the Attitude Era, and as a wrestling fan, that has always been something that's truly kind of bothered me, that I didn't experience that. But now in living this, I'm like, this is almost as good or just as good. Like we are right there in this time that it is insane. Like we had 4 major stars debut for another wrestling company.
And also, I want to say this too. Check out everybody. Don't just AEW. Check it out. See if it's for you. WWE. See if it's for you. Well, MLW. Okay. See if it's for you. Find your niche. Find your niche and see what you like. If you like AEW, go with it. If you like WWE, go with it. Find your niche. More than likely, it's going to be AEW because they got a lot going on right now. But find a niche and come on back. Bring yourself back home.
So let's say this, because this is one thing I've really always wanted. We used to have people on the show that we would disagree and argue, but you and me, for the most part, agree. Or if we disagree, we can do it politely. But let's say this show is a positive wrestling environment. Me and Will truly, I know this man very well. He knows me. We love wrestling. We love it, and we want to see everyone successful.
Yep.
Do we hate the shit that WWE is putting out?
Yep.
Do I not watch it? Yes. Do I hate it? Yes. But I love WWE. Guys, like I know you see a lot of AEW, but up here is WWE. I love WWE. If it weren't for WWE, I would not be a wrestling fan.
Exactly.
WCW wasn't around when I was watching, so it was just WWE. If it weren't for that, I would not be. I want to see the WWE that I loved. But it doesn't exist right now.
Nope.
AEW, MLW, NWA, Impact, even GCW, CZ. I fully believe GCW will be a more prominent figure in the wrestling scene coming very soon. The things they do. John Moxley's now the world champion.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I saw that the other day. Yeah.
Your former AEW world champion is now holding the GCW world championship.
Mm-hmm. That's what happens when you allow guys the freedom to go do other things. You don't have them all crammed up into your organization. They can go out and do other things, and that helps your brand also.
So real quick, Dan, truly though, I wasn't allowed to watch during the Attitude. I was around, I just wasn't allowed to watch.
Boy.
I started in 2002. That's the reason. We're probably not that far apart in age.
And then he didn't get a chance to see early WCW. Whoa.
Not until I went back and watched it. No.
Well, but you didn't get to see Shockmaster up close in person.
So, but
Shockmaster, boy.
Truly, like we're gonna say it now. Like me and Will just love wrestling. We want to see it all succeed. I hate, and I just read a thing about Kenny Omega talking about how he hates the toxicity of the wrestling community, and I fully get it. I fully understand it because it really can take away from the enjoyment of it. Because just because you like something, people want to attack you and tear you down. And like, just, I don't understand wanting to see people who put their livelihoods in this, wanting them to fail. And
the IWC is a bunch of creeps.
Dude, they're some of the like
creepiest people,
just
man.
meanest, darkest people in the, like, people tell me that I'm crazy when I say they're one of the most toxic communities, but
it is.
I'm part of a bunch of communities online, and
it's like
they're toxic communities.
And I truly, and I'm gonna go into cage territory a little bit. And thank you for producing tonight, by the way. League of Legends and the IWC, same crowd, crowd. I guarantee it. Yeah. They're the same crowd.
Just like it's a very toxic community, and I just, yeah, I got you, Kay. Thank you for tonight.
Thank you, Kay.
It's a toxic community, and I believe that it needs more positivity. So, will you hear us say things that we don't like? Yes. Will you hear us just totally shit on product just to shit on product? No.
Boy, as long as it ain't the Young Bucks or Santana Garrett, we good.
Well, but Will also has legitimate reasons for not liking those people.
Yeah,
I know for a fact that both of those, there are ways that he would become fans of those people
if they just do things a little bit different.
But right now, the gimmick of all the elite, of everybody, the gimmick that the Young Bucks are running is, to me, the most annoying. So I get it right now. And yes, see, even the dick, other people's success should make us joyful, not make us feel inferior.
I can't call that man that. I can't.
So he's absolutely right, though.
He is right.
We need more positivity in this wrestling community. We need more love. We need everybody. Like, competition breeds competition, man.
Exactly.
Like
that's why the NFL is so powerful. They don't have any competition.
Exactly. And I still believe WWE is going to sell. So I don't understand taking a successful product away from Triple H.
I don't get it either. Unless he asked to step down, because you saw he had some medical issues.
He did have some medical issues. Mm-hmm. By the way, the Bruce Pritchard, Vince McMahon NXT era begins this Tuesday.
It's the depth of it.
Dun, dun,
it's the depth of it. It's the depth of the product. It's the depth, and that's the perfect leeway. That's a perfect segue, because that's the depth of it, man. You can put the nail in the coffin now. Yeah, you can put it. NXT used to be a shining star. When you look at it, particularly for WrestleMania weekend, what's the first event they give us?
NXT.
Exactly.
I mean, it has been the opener, and for the longest time, better than the prior, the following pay-per-view. Yeah. And then people could say that it started to fall down before this, but like, off of what we're getting on SmackDown and Raw, what makes people think that Bruce Pritchard and fucking Vince McMahon are gonna save it?
Facts. I don't think they are. Facts.
So I'm sure we'll be talking about that next week, along with our interview with Alex Zane. Make sure you join us for that, guys. It's gonna be epic. Again, and we want to thank Raise Energy and Rep Sports, GGN10, Pinfall, 15% off. Also, I got to pull this up, or I'm we really got to get a copy so we know these ads. Gameware, double XP is the code, 10% off all your purchase. Make sure you go support these guys so they support us. We greatly appreciate them for supporting Pinfall Streams. Again, Alex Zane, September 19th, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that interview. It's going to be awesome. All right, guys. Thank y'all for joining us tonight, and y'all have a great week. and we'll see y'all next week right here on PinFall Podcast.
Later, guys.
Peace.